Hello, hello?
You there?
Yep, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud, a little too loud and clear.
That's because my phone was like right next to my face when you called, so.
So when you normally talk to me on this, is it on speaker or is it to your face?
No, I put my phone to my speaker and then I put my phone on speaker and then I put my phone on my desk and then just talk, like just sitting up. So, and right now my phone is plugged into a wall because I want to make sure it's full, my battery's full when I go to the show tonight, so.
Yeah, so, because arenas will suck your shit dry, man. It's the most annoying thing.
Well, and the app that I use for Twitter now isn't the official Twitter app on the iPhone, so it makes your battery go even more.
What's so damn special about it?
The official Twitter app sucks, so this one's a lot better. It's called Tweetbot 3, and you pay $5 for it, and it's worth it though.
Yeah, that's what they call a third-party app.
Yep.
Yeah, Twitter has been, especially when it comes to what is it? When you're trying to figure out what's trending now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all off. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that makes me mad about the official Twitter app on an iPhone is the promoted tweets. Because I hate that shit. So that's one thing that this app doesn't do is they don't give you stuff that you don't care about. And
things you may be interested in or since you were gone or whatever. How long you been using that
app? Since March.
Okay. $5, huh?
Yep.
What is it called again?
It's called Tweetbot 3. I think they may be coming out with a new one soon, but I'm not sure on that. But this one has really good reviews, so I definitely recommend it. I just sold my best friend on getting it, and there's a lot of people that I know. Someone sold me on getting it, and so there's a lot of people that I know that have started using that in favor of the actual Twitter app for the iPhone or the Android or whatever.
Other than the spam and the bullshit, what can you do with it that you can't do with the regular Twitter app?
It's easier to on this app you can be signed into two different Twitter accounts or multiple Twitter accounts at once, and it makes it easier to because I do it every Monday from the Eyes on the Ring account and my account. I tweet raw from both accounts, and it makes it easier to do that.
Well, I bounce back and forth, but this is like you can have them both going at the same time.
Yeah.
Interesting. I may have to look into that. And
it's like there's a lot, like the official Twitter app is like kind of a mess, but so this one kind of dumbs it down a little bit to where there's not so much clutter. So when there's like I'm looking at it right now, and you get your timeline, you get your mentions, you get your direct messages, and then there's two tabs on the bottom that you can rotate through. You can either display your favorites, the people that you have blocked, display a search, what's trending, or your retweets. And then on the other one, it's favorites, who you have blocked, search, trending, and then your actual Twitter profile, so you can actually look at your home screen.
$5 is a lot, though.
Yeah, but it's worth it
for an app.
Yeah, but it's with the functionality that it has, it's definitely worth it.
You know what's strange? Drinking water from a coffee mug.
Yeah. Why?
It's just strange. I'm doing it now, and it's strange. Hello, boys and girls. You are now listening to apps and tech and things with your host, Peter and Nathan Newman. We're here to talk to you about gadgets and applications that deal with social media.
I think I'm on the wrong podcast.
No, that's how we started.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to include that in there.
I'm totally going to do it. I'm totally doing it.
Okay.
So I'm sitting here shirtless because I'm thinking I was going to wait a while before jumping on this podcast with you, which I forgot from the ending of last episode of the New Day podcast, the Broccoli Brutalizer, that you said at the very end that you weren't going to be able to do this because you're actually going to Raw.
Correct.
This evening. So when are you taking off? So this is going to be an abbreviated New Day podcast?
I'm not sure. I'm basically going to leave whenever I get a text or a call saying that we want to go.
Okay, so who's we?
So, me and my best friend are going along with another buddy of mine.
A best friend? Do you even have friends? How the fuck can you have a best friend when you don't have any friends?
Me and my best friend have been friends since we were like 4.
I find it hard to believe you have any friends at all.
Whatever. I could say the same thing about you, nerd.
Hey, you know what? People love me. People.
Yeah, right. I doubt it.
I have to beat people off with a stick. They're always calling. They're always.
You're probably the socially awkward one.
They're sending me like Facebook shit and all the time. I'm just like, leave me the fuck alone, will you? And now Keita is part of this list now. And I'm just gonna be like, leave me alone. I know she's listening. I know she will be listening to this. Hey, Keita.
I listened to the one that you did with her, the first one, and she said that she listened to ours, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Because it's not too often that I hear that people actually listen to what I have to say, because half the time I just feel like I'm talking to nobody.
You think I listen to you?
No, I know you don't.
Okay, all right. Just to make that clear.
Even though we're talking to each other right now.
Man, I'm blindly just responding. I'm clairvoyant to what you're saying to me, and I just respond. So it doesn't really make sense sometimes, but now you know why.
Sure.
So, what's going on with Raw tonight?
I'm not too sure, to be honest, but I do know that it is the go-home show to SummerSlam, and they are planning something with Lesnar and Taker where they're going to be in the same building at the same time.
Man, I hope the place doesn't turns into a pile of rubble.
Yep, and this is the first time since Brock Lesnar signed his new contract that he's actually going to be at the Target Center.
So he's right up the road. Like, this is Minneapolis, right? Well,
correct.
So he's right around. He's actually he's just hanging out at the house right now, and he's like,
probably. And
then someone's gonna be like, "Hey, man, come to the fucking arena, man." And he's gonna roll out of bed, and he's gonna be like, all right. and he's gonna walk to the arena. No, he's not gonna walk to the arena. He's actually gonna go with a tiger pulling him by buggy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
You're losing me.
No, because he's Brock Lesnar. Why would he show up in a car?
I don't know.
He'd be pulled by a huge alligator. And he's going to show up, and he's going to have someone park his alligator thing, and he's going to go in, and he's going to stand on something, say absolutely nothing, and then walk out. And then he's going to get back on his alligator.
Probably.
And he's going to go back home and have Sable make him a sandwich.
He makes way too much money for not doing anything when he appears, because the last time he appeared on WWE TV on Monday Night Raw, all he did was stand on top of a set of stairs.
Yeah, it looked good.
While Paul Heyman cut a promo.
Yeah, and he started talking in Latin.
Yep.
And by the way, that sandwich would have no bread at all. It'd just be meat It'd be bloody meat.
Okay.
Yeah. And he'd have a meat drink. Right?
That's disgusting.
Hey, that's Brock Lesnar, man. Dude, I'm telling you, he's like Paul Bunyan to me, man. Meat. We're gonna have to deal with that.
What?
All that buzzing.
I just got a text from the person that I'm going to Raw with.
Y'all about to leave now?
I have no idea. Hold on.
No, I'm not holding on. People, this is what you call quality podcast material right here.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into this so we can...
Well, we're talking about Raw. Do you think Cena's showing up too?
Probably, to hype the match that he's got with Rollins. And I'm really interested to see what they have in store for this match because something tells me that Seth Rollins' title reign is going to end.
That'd be nuts. I spoke about that with Keita and how it's dire straits right now with ratings. And, you know, being that he's been high profile, Cena, with all those like U.S. challenges and shit, with him with the belt is going to help ratings. And it's sad that Seth Rollins, they didn't do enough with Seth. They didn't. He's starting, he breaks one nose. He breaks one nose, and he starts to get interesting.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Well, and then he's got the shirt that came out with, I can't remember what it says, but something about breaking noses or whatever.
But I don't. Yeah, it's a what is it? Never shuts up.
Yeah.
And on the back is like, you can't see knees.
Yeah, something like that.
See, he's finally got some substance to him. But did you hear what Keita had to say about like what she thought was going to go down?
Yeah, I did.
Like apparently, actually, Cena will lose or something. He will have. What is it? No. Actually, no. That Cena is going something to lose. He's going to lose. Sheamus is going to cash in and take the world title off of Rollins, and then he's stuck with the U.S. belt. And Sheamus has the world heavyweight belt. And then it would be, I guess, basically like a three-way feud for the belt.
I don't think Sheamus is going to win the belt when he cashes in. I still don't.
So what do you think?
I think you're going to get a clear-cut winner between Cena and Rollins. I think the only reason why they're doing this match, and I think I've said this before, I said this last night on Eyes on the Ring, they are doing this match to take a shot at Ring of Honor.
I don't think so.
The only thing...
Why are they taking shots at ROH, man?
Because that's what they want to do.
You know what that's like? That's like Brock Lesnar decided to go out to El Torito.
Not really, because it has more to do with NXT competing with Ring of Honor. That's why, like, they're bringing Jushin Thunder Liger in to face Tyler Breeze on August 22nd. The reason they are doing it, the reason they are doing it the way they are is so, where was I at?
Well, I know why they're fucking with them. They've been fucking with them for the past 2 months. And it's all because of, like, some licensing shit they tried to go behind WWE's back, I think, with some... I think I said it in a previous podcast, like CM Punk stuff. But I think it's Daniel Bryan stuff that they're trying to license without the WWE's knowing. I remember listening to this on the... I think Solid Monster Sounds Off. I think he mentioned something about this. And... not only are they sort of poking at them and fucking with them, they're also not using them as a farm system anymore. They've moved on to Evolve, and they're fucking with them. And I'm like, ooh. I mean, I hope cooler heads prevail, because you look at the superstars that they even have now up to, say, Daniel Bryan. It's like, come on, man. Stop.
Yeah.
Just, it's like Deflategate, you know? Roger Goodell could have just like, say, hey, dude, cut it out, take a fine, cut it out, right?
Yeah.
And the same with this. They could be like, hey, man, what the fuck you doing? Stop fucking with us, or we will bury you. Like, stay the course, know your role, shut your mouth, and do as just play by the rules, or we're not going to fuck with you. But for some reason, the WWE's decided to be Roger Goodell and try to, like, fucking, take a motherfucker out. And I don't think that's cool. That's not cool at all.
Yeah.
But
by the way, I just got a text message. We need to be done at like 3:40 because I need to be gone, or I need to leave at like 3:45.
So we got 30 minutes. So you got 25 minutes. Okay, so check this out. Do you see Cesaro? Because I was thinking with the return of Cena, the return of the Taker and Brock, and what the fuck they're going to do with the Divas. Will there be enough time to either promote on this Go Home show the tag team division shits and Cesaro and Owens, who has a busy weekend ahead of him?
I think each of these matches will be given at least 5 minutes on the show tonight.
Well, I don't even see a lot of action, so to speak. I see more tying up.
I don't either. I think it's going to be a lot of build.
Yeah, but like even part of that build, I mean, I think even Dolph Ziggler is coming back. So
yeah.
So what happens to? Are they just going to move the whole tag team thing, which is a clusterfuck? I'm so upset with it. And
well, it sucks because you know how they're going to build it anyway.
Oh, it's stupid.
They're going to have all four teams come out and brawl with each other because that's the only way that they can build matches like these.
I'm thinking that they're not even going to show up. I'm thinking Kevin Owens and Cesaro and the tag team, they forfeit their spots to what this Divas Revolution thing is happening, and then they're going to move. All their go home shit is going to happen on SmackDown. I mean, I may be wrong. But I'm just saying, when you look at all these returns...
I think you are wrong, because SmackDown doesn't matter. Whatever happens tonight for going into SummerSlam will happen on Raw. SmackDown, there won't be anything of value that happens.
I just feel like a lot of their build has been on SmackDown, so... if they could squeeze all that shit... I mean, I know it's 3 hours, but again, for what segments... I mean... For what I'm thinking, how much of segments are going to be taken just by the return of Cena, the return of Taker and Brock, and the return of Ziggler and the Divas division, you're left with nothing after that. Like, once you really think about it. And then, Triple H is going to have to get his in somehow. It's not going to leave a lot of room. It's just not. And I'm thinking, they probably move that over to SmackDown. Because those two, the tag team, this tag team bullshit is happening, and the Cesaro Owens feud, which consists of one victory by Owens that has been Hoganed. They've been doing it all on SmackDown, so I don't see why not. I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't know.
Okay, they do some of the stuff, like the important stuff on SmackDown. They've been doing it leading up to SummerSlam, but once SummerSlam is over, they're going to stop doing that, and then SmackDown's not going to matter because they train you and they train your brain to think that SmackDown doesn't matter, because it doesn't. Even when they moved SmackDown from Friday to Thursday, there were some reports that said that once SmackDown makes the move to Thursday, that it was going to start being more important, and it's not.
Yeah. Well, again,
I still see it.
I think, but you have to take into consideration the bulk of that move and possibly the importance of SmackDown was on the back of Daniel Bryan. And no one suspected, really. I mean, I guess maybe they had an inclination, being that he was the Intercontinental Champ and not the World Heavyweight Champ, that he was not going to be there, you know? So when they made all those changes and then the monkey wrench of him having to, you know, go through protocol with like head trauma and concussions, they were left with this thing that they didn't know how to sort of follow through because, again, I think they put all their eggs in the Daniel Bryan basket, and now they're left with Ryback as their Intercontinental Champion, and that motherfucker can't stay healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it's somewhat of a curse once you think about it. That IC belt and what
kind of given the last two champions and what has happened to them.
Yeah. So okay, so you're excited about the show. I want to talk about something real quick, and I want your perspective. And I don't know if you've talked about it with Eyes on the Ring or what, but the China situation.
No, we haven't talked about this at all.
Okay, so what do you know about, and how do you feel? Have you been keeping up with it at all?
No, because whenever I see China on a headline, I don't read it.
Okay, so you know what's the haps is, right? That's your homie, your associate again.
No, it's somebody on Twitter.
Oh. So you know what's happening, right? So apparently the Roddy Piper funeral, right?
Yeah, okay.
And
yep. And she showed up and confronted Triple H, and
okay.
The thing I wonder is if Stephanie McMahon saw it, because I know that Stephanie McMahon hates China with a living, breathing passion.
Well, it's so many different plies to the whole China, Triple H, Sean Waltman. I mean, it's a weird dynamic. I didn't know that she had actually accused both Waltman and Triple H of sexual assault. Like, not charged them, but like alleged that they did it or something like that.
Well, and both of them claim that they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And my guess is that they didn't. So either both of them did, and they're both nuts, or China just has a habit of making up false accusations.
But you know, Sean was like, but I think it was more Sean than Triple H. I think Triple H just distanced himself from the entire situation. Sean was like, dude, I'll take a fucking lie detector test. I just found out this today on the Solid Monster Sound Off podcast. He's like, yo, bring in a lie detector test. Fuck what you're talking about. I never did any of this shit to you. And she was like, nah, I just want to get over it. Right?
Yeah.
So it broke out that this confrontation happened at the funeral. I think Triple H probably sent or maybe someone, because they're best friends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He probably got in touch. He was like, dude, you wouldn't believe what the fuck just happened, kind of thing. And then Sean Waltman actually was like, dude, oh man, she crashed the funeral and bum rushed Triple H. And then come to find out she didn't crash the funeral. She was actually given an invite. But she did approach Triple H and apologize. Now, whether or not Stephanie McMahon, and it's funny, I'm glad that everyone is keeping away from Stephanie McMahon because she has nothing to do with this situation, right? This is all Triple H and China, right? Just the two of them. Stephanie McMahon has won Triple H. I don't know why she would why she would have more heat with fucking China in the first place.
Because she's jealous.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I think.
But she has nothing to be jealous about. That's like me. That's like saying, oh man, I don't like Eyes on the Ring because you are a part of their podcast. It's like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? You know, like that's your podcast. Why should I get angry? That's your history. So their history is their history. There's no erasing that. You can't Hogan, time, saying a relationship. You can Hogan, but you can't Hogan a relationship. It can't just go away. His dick.
But they can pretend it didn't exist.
Yeah, well, they can pretend, but again, they're in the public. They're in the public form here, so we're not idiots. But he went back and corrected it. Sean Waltman, he said no, she was actually invited, but she did walk up to Triple H. So all the talk across the internet is just kind of everyone dogging China, and China made a video explaining the situation. Which I didn't watch. I have no interest just like that. But I think, to a certain extent, what the fuck was she thinking?
I don't know, because I don't know if she was sober at the time or if she was on something. Because half the time when she talks, I can't understand her.
But this happened at a funeral, so it's not like she's showing up to a funeral loaded and then walking up to Triple H and stumbling over everyone. I think
Wouldn't surprise me if she did it, though.
I wouldn't go to that extent. I mean, I mean, maybe she's a piece of shit, but she's not that horrible to do that. You know what I'm saying? I think just in general, knowing that the tension between all parties involved, and to her to use a funeral as her platform to make that not confrontation, but to make that interaction is completely out of line. Regardless of her, I guess her state of mind or whatever. It's just like, dude, they're making their space from you for a reason. So let that space take care of itself. Let time take care of itself. I mean, let it take care of itself. And then just like Hogan and how he just completely just won't let up on like trying to justify that he likes black people. Like just Hogan, just chill the fuck out. Let time take its place. But I feel like it's a wrestling thing. I feel like people who wrestle or like became somehow famous in the wrestling world, they love the attention. You know,
they can't live without it.
Oh Hogan my God.
If Hogan is not involved with WWE, it's going to kill him. And Chyna is so far out of the limelight that she's doing whatever she can to get back in it, and it's never going to happen.
Yeah, and like, I wonder, did she at some point in the back of her fucking mind go, this is not going to help the situation? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as she's there, and she's basically eyeing down Triple H, like, a thought process to go like, I should just let this be. You know what? If I don't speak to him, I think he'll probably respect me a little bit more and probably reach out to me, right? No. Let me, like, walk up to him. So I just wondered how you felt. I mean, if you knew any more about it.
Not too much more than I just told you, but either way, I think the situation's weird, and I really... Like I said, every time I see Chyna's name in an article headline, I will not read it because I'm past the point of caring about Chyna, because I understand she wants to be in the Hall of Fame, but she's going about it the wrong way.
Well, it's more than just wanting to be in the Hall of Fame. It's way more to do with getting, what's that? A stipend that comes along with that Hall of Fame. That Hall of Fame spot, you become an ambassador. You get a bit of a stipend, and you
don't always become an ambassador. She will, if she gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, she's going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. She's not going to become an ambassador.
I know, but you kind of loosely are to a certain extent. You're part of the Hall of Fame. You do represent the company. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying that they're going to send her to, like, Africa or something. Like, I'm just saying, like, in general, she becomes a bit of an ambassador. And she gets a stipend. Like, everyone gets a stipend. And that's in the Hall of Fame. Not a lot, but it's enough. And to know how stressed she is for cash, I think that whole Pornhub thing she did was a complete, like, utter bad decision. I think whatever money she made, which I don't think it was a lot, is probably already gone. And, maybe she's doing, like, indie dates or what have you, but, like, she's in some dire straits. And I think that's what it really all boils down to. Her trying to figure out where to go financially. And her desperation is, like, making her look like a fool.
Yeah. Well, that's usually what happens because she, like you said, she's desperate.
Yeah.
So she's trying to do whatever she can to make amends and get back in the limelight, and it's hurting her more than it's helping her.
Yeah. And who the fuck is around her to say, hey, Chyna, bad idea? You know what I'm saying? Like,
apparently nobody, because she keeps doing it.
She has no conscience. There's no, like, there's, like, two devils sitting on her shoulder.
And, like, to me, if you're, like, I understand, like, talking to Triple H, like, and what have you, like, that's fine that she did that, but, like, she could have picked a better place and time to do it, rather than someone's funeral. I don't care if it was respectful or not, if it was a respectful conversation or not, it's still not the time and place to bring something like that up.
Or just make any kind of interaction at all. So again, someone needs to just reach out to her and say, "Hey, China, look, I'm gonna be your guardian angel. I'm gonna make sure you don't do stupid shit, okay? You're a grown ass woman, but you act like a little fucking child. And if your golden goose is to finally make it into the fucking WWE Hall of Fame, you might want to take it down a notch. And you're gonna have to wait a couple of fucking years, okay? Just wait it out. I'm here for you. We'll get you a fucking, I don't know, you can we get you a QVC fucking spot, right? We get you selling some Tupperware, okay? We're just gonna get you out of the fucking wrestling industry altogether. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna have you as a stunt double. Like we're gonna do any and everything away from fucking. So Stephen Amell, apparently he fucked up and dropped a fucking weight on his ass, on his face, took out some of his tongue, and broke some of his mouth. You know,
this is the first I've heard about this.
Yeah. So Stephen Amell, while training, lifting weights, I think something went wrong. It slipped or something, and weight came down. The weight bar came down on his face, and it took a chunk of his tongue out. And it broke some of his mouth. And maybe he was supposed to show up. I don't think he was supposed to show up tonight. But he still says that he's going to go for SummerSlam. So I don't know if you have anything to say about that, but that's
not really. I don't think this match has any business happening, even if as a tag match, because they wanted to have it be a singles match between Stardust and Stephen Amell, and they realized that Stephen Amell can't wrestle, so it's probably not a good idea to do this. So they put him in a tag match to hide his flaws with Wade Barrett, who doesn't deserve to be there because his talent is getting wasted. But if they have to do damage control, and if Stephen Amell can't do this, just make it a triple threat match between the three remaining guys.
But he's going to do it. That's the thing. He's dedicated to doing it. And
he might want to do it, but WWE might not let him do it. That's the problem.
Shit, Amell, they already cut him his check. I mean, it's not like he's a regular guy on the roster, and it's not like we're dealing with like any kind of head trauma. He fucked up in the weight room, and he's gonna trot his ass out there and do the best he can.
But he's not a wrestler.
I know, I understand that, but I think I'm looking forward to all like the majority of the matches, but I'm very curious to how this is gonna turn out. That's all. I'm highly interested in this. In this match, I am, and I want to see what happens with the Cody Rhodes Stardust character. I'm really curious to how this plays into him moving forward.
I hope it makes it so that Stardust can fuck off and go away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over Stardust. I was probably the biggest.
I was never into Stardust.
I loved Stardust.
I hated it.
I loved it, especially him and Stardust and Goldust. I thought that shit was badass, but they fucked it up. They fucked it up. Anything else? NXT TakeOver. What is the match you're looking forward to the most?
Tyler Breeze versus Jushin Thunder Liger.
I knew you would say that.
Why?
Are you because you're a Jushin homer?
Well, yeah, because the guy's awesome, and he finally will make his debut inside a WWE ring, and it's going to be historic.
Do you think it's his last?
No.
Because NXT is one thing. I mean, if he was to sort of make an appearance to the main roster, that would be pretty sick.
No, he's not. I don't think the intention of him being there is going to be anything to do with the main roster. I just think it's going to be a one and done, and then he's going to go back and finish his career up in New Japan.
Because to say he's in a WWE ring, he's in a WWE developmental ring.
It's still a WWE ring.
I know.
It still doesn't matter. I'd rather him be in NXT than actually on Raw.
So if Sting showed up and he made his debut not at WrestleMania, but like walking out in Full Sail, you would have considered that a WWE ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because WWE is, or NXT is still WWE.
I know, but it's just a bit of a stretch to me. Not saying that it isn't. It's just a bit of a stretch, especially to the legend of a Jushin Thunder Liger. You know, it's a stretch. It's a WWE ring, yeah. You know, again, I made the comparison to Sting. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but like if he showed up with his pointing the bat at like Finn Balor. I just been like, no, that's not a WWE ring. That's a WWE product, but it's not a WWE ring. I mean,
but they can get away with Jushin Thunder Liger doing this.
I know,
they can't get away with Sting doing that.
I know. I think all hell would break loose if that would happen. Are you looking forward to Apollo Crews?
I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in a WWE ring. I don't like the name he got.
Who does he face?
I'm not sure.
I know who. It got to be some jabroni.
He's probably going to debut against like Steve Cutler or somebody like that.
Cutler. I'm thinking who's the dude? Well, the guy who showed up. He was like a little hacker guy. He just lost.
Solomon Crow.
It's either going to be Solomon Crow.
They're not going to feed Solomon Crow to him.
Man, they treated Solomon Crow like a fucking joke. You may as well. It's either him or that French dude that acts like Alien.
Marcus Louis.
I love Marcus Louis, man.
I hate him.
I love him. Hey, feed him. It's one of those two. Who do you think he's going up against? And is it going to be short work?
It's going to be a short match. I'd say it would be like a 1 or 2 minute squash match. So it like depends who they really want to put in there. I really don't know.
No. What about this ladder match? Because Kevin Owens is doing double duty this weekend.
Well, if you believe what you read in spoilers or saw in spoilers...
I don't do the spoilers. I don't even drink milk. No spoilers. I don't do spoilers.
Okay, well then I can't say what I was going to say then.
Well, say it. Fuck it.
Because they are advertising Kevin Owens as the NXT champion.
No way.
Going forward. So he's most likely going to win that match.
That sucks. For Finn. He's only held the belt. He hasn't even put it up.
Yeah, I know. So we'll see.
Well, that only means that Sami Zayn may be coming back sooner than later if that's the case. Or
that could be, and they might not just want, because they might want to finish Owens and Zayn out, and they might not want the title in or they may want they may want the title in that feud. So who knows?
Or they're setting it up with Samoa Joe. But
I don't think Samoa Joe is going to get the NXT title before getting called up.
Yeah, they just put him in a match. He just choked out fucking that big motherfucker. What's his name?
I know what match you're talking about. I just can't think of the dude's name. It just happened this week. Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. He takes out two dudes, and then Samoa Joe comes out, sells a couple of punches. Really, I was like, whoa. Right? And then he hemmed his ass up, choked him out. I laughed so hard.
Well, and that match has already been signed for TakeOver. So.
Oh, really? Ooh, this is going to expose Corbin, man. This is going to expose him, man.
He's going to be one of those guys that's not going to make it up to the main roster, just like...
No, they got big plans for Corbin. I just think that, man, Samoa Joe, too much too soon. Too much too soon for him, especially if you're just giving him, like, one move per match. They got big plans. Like, seriously. But I just go, and in the same breath, I go like, dude, this is all they have for Samoa Joe. Talk about bad timing, man. If he would have just showed up at least 6 months earlier.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, because now he's there and everybody else is gone.
Yeah, he's a fish out of water. And even the Finn Balor thing, it's like, well, what do you got for me, bro? What do you got? You got Marcus Louis. That's all they got. That's all they got. Fucking sucks. And we only hope, and this is something that was brought up on the Solid Monster Sound Off podcast, the two Brooklyn dudes, Long Island, I'm not sure, Kaz.
Mojo and Idiot Ryder.
No, not those idiots.
Oh.
I'm talking about Kaz and Amari.
Kaz and Enzo.
Kaz and Enzo, yeah. They're not booked at all for Brooklyn, which is like, what? What? What are you doing?
Yep.
Could you imagine that sold out arena doing that chant?
I don't know if having an NXT crowd outside of Full Sail is really going to work.
But it's sold out, dude. Those people, the people that sold out that fucking thing are like, it's going to be it's going to be like WrestleMania for marks.
I hope you're right, but I don't see that happening. I just think casuals decided, or there's a lot of casuals that probably bought tickets because they're like, oh, NXT. But like they had that one show WrestleMania weekend in San Jose, and that was, I heard, a really good crowd. So hopefully I'm wrong.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of casuals there, man. It's going to be like marks bringing their casual friends. But I don't see, I'm going to look in the crowd and look for a bunch of kids. You know, if I see like, you know, you can see kids in the crowd sometimes, you know, when they do these wide shots. But I don't see, this is going to be Markamania. And it sucks for ROH. It really does. Because whatever they had planned and then like NXT decided to set up shop after ROH did, it's just like, I guess the last thing I want to bring up is that, did you watch the last ROH episode?
I watch all of them because I review them.
Okay.
So yeah, I did.
I got feelings about what happened in the Red Dragon Kingdom match. For Red Dragon, it got to kind of go out like that, like a bunch of jabronis. I thought that was really weird because I'm not that high on the Kingdom, the tag team. I'm not at all.
I'm not either.
So what the fuck is that about?
I don't know. They're phasing out Red Dragon in favor of the Kingdom, and then they're going to have Future Shock be a thing going forward. I think
Bobby Fish is going to be pushed?
Bobby Fish is going to be in the title picture.
Oh, I see.
Because you have to remember, Bobby Fish is 38 years old.
Oh.
They have to do what they can with him now.
They're going to do a Jay Briscoe with him.
I wouldn't go that far because he hasn't been in the company that long.
Oh, okay. He came over from where?
I didn't even hear about him until he came to ROH, so I don't know.
He's a PWG guy.
No, he's not.
Is he a New Japan guy?
No. He showed up into Ring of Honor, and then he went over to PWG, and then New Japan. I don't know where he came from.
Where's he even from? California?
Massachusetts, I think.
Oh, word. Maybe, hey. I would like to see him I'd like to see him in WWE. I would like that. I would also love to see ACH. I think that's my new favorite wrestler right now.
Yeah, he's good.
That guy is phenomenal.
We actually interviewed him for Eyes on the Ring, and he was drunk, and it was a fun interview.
Sweet. What episode would that be?
Find
out and send it to me.
All right.
And we gotta wrap this fucker up.
Yeah, we do.
Go ahead and get your plugs in, dog.
You can follow me on Twitter at Headliner5. Visit Eyes on the Ring, eyesonthering.com. Normally I live tweet Raw on the Eyes on the Ring account and my account each and every Monday. This week I will be only running my account because I will be at the show live. And then just check out everything on eyesonthering.com, and then go to facebook.com/eyesonthering and hit the like button and get us more likes on there.
More likes, everything like. And by the way, the Peter Talks franchise is on iTunes now. I just found out yesterday. I submitted finally. I guess I have enough podcasts that they can actually put them up there, but we will be on iTunes now, which I'm pretty stoked about. So Peter talks everything, all that shit. It's all on iTunes now, along with SoundCloud, Stitcher, and through your Tumblr account. PJTWCentral.com. Bookmark that shit. Follow me on on PJTW on Twitter. Tonight you're here for me. If you're listening to this now, you catch me on Peter's Raw Recap. Man, have fun at the show, man, and don't run into the ring.
I would never do that. People that do that are dumb.
And yeah, again, add him at Hatliner5. He's gonna be live tweeting. You're gonna be live tweeting at the show, so
correct.
Yeah,
if I can, if my phone will allow me to.
Yeah, man, keep that shit juiced up. And yeah, man, watch out for those foreign objects. I'm Peter.
Yep.
On behalf of Nathan Newman, you listen to the New Day podcast. Everyone enjoy Raw and see you after the show. Peace.
Peace.